music!
No matter how random things might appear, there's still a plan.
But this one I thought I'd do because I thought I was actually quite surprised. Now I do know Silverspark. I've met them. I actually saw them last year at the Musketeer Pub when they appeared in Banbury. Performance as a full band. The first time I saw them as a four piece, and before that as a duo back in January last year. And they said they were going to do an album. I think it was December or January. I can't remember when they did. I think it was January this year or February they did the album, and obviously they got printed and everything. But this is actually the album. I took photos on Facebook, so this is the actual album itself. I bought this from them on pre-order. They pre-ordered it in April, then it came out the 2nd of May. Now, as you can see, I've got a picture of this before. It's on the previous vlog as well. All signed. Now these I didn't realise because on Facebook they said that they're going to use a photograph. They put the photograph up of this. This is actually a really recent photograph. I don't know if they, because they've had photographs done before by Clicks. I don't know if that's actually photography in Wales because they go to Wales quite a lot for the photography for the album. But the one thing I'm surprised with is not really the quality of the sound, but how it sounds with a full band, because the previous EP, Like the Fuse, was actually just them two, but with them. I think Carly played the piano or something, and Matt played the drums. I can't remember exactly. They did tell me before, quite vague. And that was an EP that came out. I was drifting. That was it. The beginning of last year they did that, and obviously they performed that. And in between that, they did various other songs that haven't been included. They've had a few things on SoundCloud and stuff, and other bits. But what they've done is they've combined the two and re-recorded a few things, kind of like a Naked Lunch thing, where they've actually gone back and re-recorded, because obviously now they're actually a band now as well, other than duos. Obviously dynamics are different with recording and everything in the studio and stuff. But the ones they have re-recorded are Like the Fuse, Something About You, and By the Fireplace, which are all three of them were actually off the previous EP, Like the Fuse. So they've actually re-recorded them from that EP to the album, which is called Flames Run Deep. Now a lot of these other ones are quite new. Dangerous Game, which I've heard before, they actually, I think that was a demo at the time when they come around to when we were house sitting to do a live radio show, Matt and Carly. This is when they were a duo back in 2013, last year. Before the Shadows play, I think they played live. I've heard it live when they played at the Musketeer Pub. Don't Bring Me Down was another one that was. I've had a few floating around that have been performing, but haven't recorded. So I think what they've tried to do is actually, because of course they've got a new drummer and a new bass player, so they try to incorporate all that feedback and customer feedback into this. So you've got Dangerous Game, which is really really upbeat track. Like the Fuse was actually off the EP, so you've got, like, instead of like a duo creating a band feel, you've got an actual band creating a band feel this time in the studio. Coming Home, which I think is quite new, I'm not quite sure because I've never heard it. That's the only track I've never actually heard in terms of the title, so I think that's quite new. Smoking Gun's quite a new one as well, and I like this track a lot, and I know a few people do as well. It's quite funky, good guitar riffs on it. Before the Shadows Play, I've heard before. Obviously, you're going to get different versions. I think Before the Shadows Play was, I think, played in the Pub. I think because I don't know how much they play the track. One Way Street was actually on a session thing they did on YouTube. That's quite a newish track. It's not been out for very long. Well, I don't know when they put it up. Was it November last year, I think, or something like that. Something About You is a classic of theirs, really. Quite a nice Carpenter's ballad, as it were. By the Fireplace, of course, another track off the EP, Like the Fuse. Don't Bring Me Down was another one they actually did when they were here, and they've actually done playing live. And The Thief, which is quite a popular track as well. But so it's a mixture of re-recordings from the previous EP, and a lot of it is quite new material, or either they've actually rewritten things for the band, or they've actually. But I like the fact they've done this. But the one thing that surprised me, and this is actually on the blog as well, is Oh, I think it's on Smoking, Before the Shadows Play. At the beginning, there's a segment with the drums. It sounds as though the treble's been taken down. I thought it was a bit odd. I thought that was going to be all the way through the track, but in fact, it's only on the first segment of the thing. There's a break, and it goes into it. I thought, oh, what did they do that for? It's the only negative thing about the album entirely. It's only one segment. I thought I was listening to it, and I thought so. It's on the first segment Before the Shadows Play, and I thought, okay, that's interesting effect. I don't know what they did. I don't know why. Obviously, they did it for a reason for the track. Then all of a sudden, the first, I can't remember, it was about 2 minutes or a minute and a half. They did it, or less than that. I can't remember. Then after that, I thought they would have. I thought it was like, oh, they did the first segment and then did a part, and I thought they were going to put it in again, but they didn't. So in the first segment with the drums, I thought it was a bit odd. Now this is actually, I'm actually surprised the quality they put into it and the effort. I mean, well, not the effort, but because not everybody does CDs or can do CDs, because this is like a digipack they call it, and I like the fact they signed it. But two things, I'm surprised at the quality of the packaging for one thing, because a lot of people. Because somebody told me dual cases are kind of going out of fashion a bit. A lot of people are doing it, because even 6875, rock band from Carolina, Georgia, did a digipack as well. So digipacks are quite popular, even though it's not hard plastic. I like the way they've designed it. It's simple, but I just like the photograph. Very, very country. So that's my review of Flames Run Deep by Silverspark, Daventry band. If you've never heard of them, go to www.silverspark.co.uk. The link in the description will be below. But yeah, it's a rock. Sorry, it's a pop rock sound. It's not like a rock part. You've got obviously rock, got guitar and stuff in it, but it's not heavy sound. It's some funk in it, some acoustic style stuff. I've heard some of this acoustically, but there's no, unlike Flight of the Fusion when there's something about your acoustic version, there's no acoustics on this. Unless it's electric acoustic. But 10 tracks, so you've got all 10 tracks on there. There's a blog up, of course, and I'll mention this as a music submission even. I bought it. So yeah, I'll get it. It's only $8.50, which I was surprised with. When I pre-ordered, I thought it was going to be like a 10 quid CD, because most people charge about 10 to 12 quid for a CD. But $8.50, that's good for packaging and quality. So thanks to Silverspark for really recording a really fine quality CD. I could have said that, but there's always something that's going to be negative or something that's going to jump out yet, even when you like the band. So many thanks for watching.
Hi, we are The Lost Will Follow, and you're listening to DJ Reedman's Variety Show on Music World Radio.